Okay, here's a brief, very unpolished example of how I've set up my materials for Math with Confidence, and I can't really show just one grade level because I've been using this curriculum for 6 years. We were one of the test pilot families, and I have 3 kids in 3 different, well, actually only 2 of them because one has aged out. So I have 2nd grade right now and 4th grade. So I need to have materials for both of those grades at a time. And after you make your math kit, you just kind of adopt it from one year to the next or kind of keep some of the same things in it. So just remember for whatever grade level that you are working with, always look in the back because she will always have the materials list and then she'll have what you need in your math kit right here. So this is the 4th grade one, for example, and then other supplies. And other supplies, I'm just noticing this list, probably a lot of these things you already have around your house. So paper clips, scissors, tape, pieces of paper. This one has graph paper, so if you didn't have graph paper, you might have to go just like, print some off online or something. And then remember, every lesson has the materials that you need for the lessons. Like this one says a stopwatch. Well, everybody on their phone has a stopwatch, so that's not a problem. So most of the things, the curriculum is written for people to have what they need in their house somewhere, and usually don't have to go hunting something down. Also, because at the 4th grade level, remember that the workbook page has pictures in the teaching box, and so a lot of times you don't always have to use the manipulatives if your student is able to just work from the pictures on the page and they don't need to have their hands on the tools. A lot of kids by 4th grade just don't need to have objects anymore, but some of them do. So I have that, and then I have this binder has, honestly, it's not very organized because I just haven't taken the time. This is just kind of the mishmash of stuff that's collected over the years. I used to have a separate game binder and a separate teaching binder, and now it's all kind of in one. And so this is honestly not really in order. I mean, this is kind of 1st grade here, and then I kind of put a sticky note, and then it's like I pulled some of the 2nd grade ones out. One of my kids is in 2nd grade now, so it's like I open it. Sometimes I'll pull the page right out of the book and stick it in here. Some of these are maybe left from a photocopy or a test pilot. Sometimes I don't even pull this out because it's in their workbook and we just do it in the workbook, but they're just here. And I can flip through, and then I just shoved a bunch of stuff in here at one point, like extra stuff ends up in here. I have fraction circles in here, and I have quadrilateral cards, and I don't even know which grade level this is for. So it's just here, and if I'm needing something, I just go look in here for it. So this is the memory work for 4th grade, so I just put this in here this year because my daughter's doing 4th grade. This is decimal squares from test piloting. I don't even know if that applies because I don't even know if she continued to do that in the final copy or not. Here's a decimal place value chart. So I've got my place value charts in here. So if I sit down with my 2nd grader and we're doing place value work, I just open this up and we're ready to go. I have my part total mat here. Although honestly, most of the time I just pull out a well, I'll get to that in a second. I just pull out a blank page and we just draw it on there. And here's our 100 charts. Here's the cheat sheets that I made for my son. I have for times 6, times 7, times 8, and times 9 to just refer back to how do I find this again, and then eventually he just internalized it and he didn't need it anymore. There's our dot array. There's another multiplication chart there. So that's what I have that's just kind of accumulated. So you just kind of have it. And then this tray is not something you're going to find in a store. It's one of those thrift store finds that somebody gave to me and I decided to make to my math kit. So you're just going to find something probably on Amazon that's like a shorter bin that maybe has a tray that lifts out, or maybe Walmart. There's lots of them out there. Look in the craft section, or even sometimes in a hardware store, you'll find something that would work really well. And often the hardware ones, just so you know, are cheaper. That's where I buy my kids' Lego storage kits. Craft stores, for some reason, can be more expensive. We use these dice for anything that I need a die for. That way, I have more than one if I need it. These are counters left over from, we started with Right Start Math originally, way back, like 8 years ago now. This is from our base 10, base 10 kit, and so I have my rods there and my singles right here, and I have my flats down there, and I don't usually need to use the cube, and if I do, I get it out, and I'll show you where that is in a minute. I have a dry erase pen right here. I use that a lot. I don't use this tape measure very much, but it was an extra one that I had. It's like a sewing tape measure. We use these all the time when we're doing the little games as our thing. It was just some random thing that I had in my house already. This is if my child is not cooperating in the lesson, and we kind of bring, his name is Skip, and we say, can you tell Skip how to do it? Let's have Skip count on the 100 chart, because the child doesn't want to do it, but if they're doing it with Skip, then Skip's doing it and they're not doing it, and so it just kind of convinces them. Here's my random bag of spare change for money. I have one deck of cards. I'll show you where the other one is in a second. Here's my other money. I started off with Monopoly money, and then somehow somebody gave me this. This is for helping my daughter practice and refer to how to write the numbers. She still occasionally writes them backwards in 2nd grade, which is perfectly normal. Here's some shape cards that didn't make it into that binder yet, which they probably could be in there because I'm probably not going to use them for a while. And there's some fraction slips and cards. So I just kind of put this in here. These are left from, like, oh my goodness, kindergarten, 1st grade, and I honestly could just throw them away and probably will, because this is like combinations for 100. We made our own cards. I don't know. I might do some tutoring at some point, so I'm kind of thinking about keeping them, although I could just make them again with the... This is left over from Right Start, so you don't need this. This is just like, kind of like a deck of cards. So if you have another deck of cards, that would go here. And that's that. Okay, and then over here is my homeschool cabinet where I keep all the extra stuff. So you could get a kit where you could put absolutely everything related to math in it. And I probably could go through here and like rearrange so that every single last thing that I need is in there, but I just haven't. And so I have these bins right here with drawers like this. And so like this one has extra math stuff that we're not using. There's a calculator, there's a different kind of abacus in there, and some other cards and things. This one has my extra just playing cards if I need them. My clock is in here, so this could be in a math kit, but I don't have to use it very often, and so it just ends up being there. Sometimes you need a ruler, so the ruler's right here. Scissors are right there. Glue stick, you know, like these are the extra things that you might sometimes need. Paper, you know, we have our pens and stuff that gets pulled out. Here's my dry erase. And then I have this dry erase board that I often will take out for math time. I will grab this, and I will grab, oh, where is it? Did it actually get shoved in? Yeah, it's actually here. Our 10 frame. So I will usually grab this and that and my math box and my teacher book and sit down. And then if I look at the lesson and I need that one for place value work, then I will grab that. Which seems like a lot, but I don't always grab all of these items. I'm just saying these are the ones that I grab the most often. So I will grab this one, or a lot of times I'll open the teacher book and quickly look to see what I need for the lesson, and then I'll go, okay, I'll always get this one out. And I usually get the whiteboard out, but I don't always grab for that. I think that is all. Oh, I do have like an extra bin down here that has all the other math stuff that I've had over the years, but I just don't use regularly and rarely have to get out. Somewhere in here I have a, what is it called? Oh, I can't even think of what it's called right now. Anyway, up top I have an extra box that has the math cube in it, so I will get that out like the one time of year that we need a cube. And then I have one of these things. I made a paper one, but I have an actual plastic one. So that's how I organize my stuff, and that's what I have.